I hear out the new sound. The old is done with, the new has come.
Hi, Pierre.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you for coming on to share your Oranmonisefayati story with us. Yeah, thank you, sir. So my first question would be for you to give us like some sort of background into the Oranmonisefayati song itself. I remember that it was during the Feast 2022 that you first gave us the song. And you mentioned that before coming on the altar, you had spoken with Bada and I think some of the resonance team, and they sort of fleshed out the song for you. So can you just take us through that journey?
So I have a very interesting habit. Every time I get into an interview, I get to interview the interviewer. So let me start with you first. What does Oranmonishe mean to you?
Oranmonishe to me means the God that has sent me out on a mission.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm adding the Fayati, now means that he's backing me.
Mm-hmm. So what is that all it means to you? In your own personal life, what does it mean?
Life. When I look at the journey of my life, I think that after the feast, I just try to add more meanings to the Oranmonisefayati, and anything I do, I just say Oranmonisefayati is backing me. So I think that it takes me back to look at the journey of my life, and I just have to credit the Oranmonisefayati. So it's like God has taken me through my life journey so far, and is still backing me, and that's what it means to me.
Okay, that's powerful. Okay, so backstory for the song, right? Every year, the feast, God would always put in my heart a song. And usually it would be when I go on my retreat time just to pray, wait on Him to just tell me things about the coming year. And so I remember that maybe 3 years ago, God had given me this song. So what I would usually do is that I know a few people in church who are musically sound. And so when those lyrics come, I write it down and I type it on a WhatsApp and I send to them. And so the moment I send it to them, I tell them to form it into a sound. Sometimes the song would come with its sound. So I would hum it for them, in the voice note that I'm sending to them. This is what I hear. This is the kind of beat that I hear. This is the kind of sound that I hear. Sometimes it only comes with the lyrics. Most times it comes with the lyrics. And then they create the sound. And sometimes even when they create the sound, I'll say, no, this is not the sound I'm hearing in my spirit. Sometimes so I give them a direction that this is the kind of sound that I'm hearing. And so that's how the Oranmonisefayati song came about. It was the feast, the last year's the feast, and I was praying. It was in the middle of the night, and I kept on hearing, it's about maybe 1:30 a.m. So I kept on hearing, I hear out the new sound, I roar a new song, I hear out a new sound. And sometimes the lyrics won't come fully. The more I kept on praying, it's like it just kept on coming. And so as I pray, one line will come sometimes. For example, the song, There's Something in Me, My Word Must See. That one came at once. We're having a prayer meeting in church, in Ikeja, at the top floor in Carry Center, and we're praying that day. And as I was praying and we all praying, that song just came. There's something in me, my word must see. I bred it forth, I call it forth. Yeah, that's how that one came. But for the Oranmonisefayati, it came one line. I'll pray a little bit more. But it came with, I hear out a new sound, I roar a new song. The old is done with, the new has come. And that's how that song came about.
Thank you. So I was going to ask why you think it was supposed to be a song and not a sermon.
Well, because I knew it was a song. It came as a song, right? And I always know that every time, songs are words. Sermons are words. The difference between a sermon and a song is just that you've added some melody and some sounds to the song or to the word that now makes it a song. And you can actually make a sermon a song as well, right? So when that song came, in fact, let me just go a little bit backwards to this. I remember that in the morning when I sent Bada the song, I sent him the lyrics and I called him, I sent him a voice note. I said, this is what I'm hearing. Put it into a beat and send back to me. So he sent it to me. I tweaked something that I said, no, this is the part I'm hearing, remove this part. Initially, Oranmonisefayati was not in the song. When I gave him, the song was, I herald a new sound, I roar a new song, the old is done with, the new has come. So in the earliest hours of the morning when he sent me the song back, I heard it. And then I just kept on, I felt there was something missing. So I remember that I called him back and I said, let's put I'm hearing Oranmonisefayati because I kept on hearing that, that God's saying that this is going to be the year of audacity and it's going to be the year I'm going to back my people like never before. And I kept on hearing this Oranmonisefayati. So I called him and I said, I feel like we need to put, Oranmonisefayati. And so he sent the song back, and then there was a part he had where he sang, Oranmonisefayati, the one who have sent me, the one who goes before me. That was so powerful. Then Oranmonisefayati. So the first one he sent was, it was first a little bit, I said, no, that part is a high beat, like a chant. So I would call Oranmonisefayati a spiritual sound, a spiritual anthem, like what you would call like the national anthem, our own spiritual anthem that, opens up for us new things in God. Yeah.
That powerful response, Sam. So my other question would be that this was December 2022 at the feast. So why did it take this long? Because when I heard the song at the feast, I was just thinking, you know what?
Bring it out.
It's out. New year, we're going into the new year with it. Took this long. So I know that Daniel has a thing for excellence. So is it because the church or you wanted it to be like, okay, see, if it's not perfect, so I'm not dropping the song? Because this is we're like in the 6th or 1 month away, and it took this long for it to drop.
Okay, very good question. So there are two sides to it. I would put it this way. The first side to it is that you said the answer.
Excellent.
If it's not perfect, it can be fully perfect, but if it's not excellent to the standard that we represent, I would rather not us do it yet, right? So there was a part of that, and also there's also a part of timing. Okay, and as a leader, as a spiritual leader, one of the assignments that you have to lead your people is to understand the timing of things. So while the song was good to be announced and to be released in December when we sang it at the feast, I feel very strongly that this quarter, between this, July to the end of the year, we're going to see the highest manifestation of that. And so that's why this time, I remember I told Pastor Maiwa, I said, immediately after the next conference, the song must drop. And because that was a closing of an era for us and the announcing of a new era. And when we talk about that as a church, it's not just the building, it's the people. So that's why this song is the right time. If it came out in January, February, it wasn't the timing. This is the time for that song. And you would see what I'm saying. That's the experience everyone who's going to listen to it across the world would have. The God that sends and back. People, I tell you the truth, we're going to have testimonies of people who would be in dangerous situations where, a kidnapper has kidnapped someone and you are chanting that song and they open the door and ask you to get out of the car. So it's going to be a prophetic sound for many people.
We're talking, you mentioned Father sending back to you like, no, this is not what I ate. So do you have a background in music, or you just have the perfect taste for good music?
Yeah, I grew up listening to music. I listened to quite a number of genres of music. I used to like rap. I think I've shared this story before. So I wanted to be a rapper, so you can imagine. I wanted to be a musician. I wanted to be, but I'm one of my prophetic callings is to be a prophet, and usually people who are prophetic have a thing for sound and music. You see, Elijah would ask that they should break the minstrel so he can pray and prophesy. And so that musical part has always been there. If you're a member of the new, you can almost tell. There's a time if I climb on stage, at least we must sing like 30 minutes or 20 minutes.
Every time, sir.
No, but I've stopped that now. I go straight to the word now. And everybody loves it. It's like, oh my Jesus, my say, people be crying. So I have that yes folks sound. So but I usually would love to be in the background, like all the songs, it's my time for speed. I am carried, which is dropping soon, by the way, as well. Holy Spirit, move the way you want. I told, what's his name then? David, I said to him, I'm hearing an Awusa chant, So all the songs that that's how they come. But I'm not the person who would put them together and the sound and all that, but I know the sound that I hear. So yeah, that's it.
So going back to a picture that you have on your Instagram page, you're wearing the same shirt, not this actual.
Yeah.
So did you ever connect it, or at what point did you connect and say, wait, I've been wearing Oranmonishe, like this was like 3 years ago, right? So did you ever connect it, or was it even an inspiration then, or did you even see this coming?
Okay, very good question. I think 4 years ago, this whole thing about Oranmonisefayati has always been in my subconscious and my spirit. I never thought it was going to be a song. The way the Lord is dealing with me about it, it's probably would end up as a book as well, and many series will come out of it. Maybe even a movie, So keep your fingers crossed. But somebody, I think it was on my birthday, a member of the church brought a t-shirt to me and gave it to me. And it had Oranmonishe in it.
To write Oranmonishe.
Nothing. And that was some days to my birthday. And so I saw this shirt, I said, this interprets something deep in my heart. And so I used the shirt for my photo shoot. And from then, it's always been in my subconscious. So I remember that when the music of Oranmonishe was going to drop, the music video was shot. And I wanted to post online. I just remembered that shirt and the fact that I'd done a photo shoot with it 3 years or 4 years ago. And so I went to pick it back. And that's how that sometimes that's how God speaks, It speaks into the future. And sometimes that's why it's always good to archive it. Thank God she archived my thought through t-shirts. And that's why every time God tells you to do something, you always write it down. Write it down through, prints, through notes, through writings, whatever way you know how to write it down, through video documentation, because you never know how it will point, come together. So that's how we have these beautiful t-shirts called Oranmonisefayati. And I want to encourage every member of the church, go get the t-shirt, get the merch, that's our trademark this season. Yeah.
Before we go, can you share with us an experience in recent times that has made you look back and say, yeah, this is my own Oranmonishe story in recent times?
How did you join the new?
It was during the service. So I was watching, so I think I had like sleepless nights. Then I needed something to watch. I remember that my friend had posted the first service on a status. So I'm like, okay, let me just go and check these people out. So while watching, I just kept hearing, that's your church. Go there, that's your church. So for like the next 1 week, I was restless. And that was like my solace. I just need
interest
to this service. Let me just watch this thing. So for every time I watch, I'll just hear, that's your church. Good. I just called my friend. I'm like, hey, babe, how far? So this thing that you posted, I watched though, and I think that was like interesting. So I found my way to Grandio the Sunday of that week. And so when I got to Grandio, I was just still telling God that, God, I need a sign. And it was Pastor Dayton that was preaching that day. And he sang Seasons by Hillsong, which is like, I think I had a song in mind and I'm like, I just need a sign, connects me to this church somehow. And Pastor Dayton got on the altar. And I think that was where I first realized that the culture here is a worship before service. And I really enjoyed it. So he worshipped, he sang that song. I just knew that, yes, this is where I'm supposed to be.
You see, the story is so beautiful. 5 years ago, we're praying, 15 of us, and we'd pray and God would start us asking us to call names of people. So we'll look to the north, south, east, and west, and we'll begin to call names. Bola, we call you forth. Sheung, we call you forth. Because we're just 15 people who got told to start this thing. I mean, God put it in my heart. We started 15 of us. Now, looking back now, you asked a powerful question. What is the story of Oranmonisefayati? You joined the new last year, right? You're sitting here beside me right now, interviewing me. That's God who sensed and backs. So you found your way into the new. It tells me that when now we're over 4,000 people and you found your way in here. So there's a powerful testimony already that God calls you and sends you and it will back you up. And so use it, you are a testimony of the God who has sent me on this journey, and it's backing me to bring people like you into the vision. So is that not a testimony already?
So, one last question. What's your favorite part of the song?
That's a good one. Can I say everything is my favorite? But I like that the old is done with, the new has come.
Can that be because the name of the church is...
Yeah, it's because it's me. I don't want to be caught in my yesterday. Yeah, so every time the old is done with, for we having no continuity till we seek another to come, there has to be something new. So I like that the old is done with, the new has come. Then I also love the word, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. This mighty lion is coming. I remember when I wrote that song, this mighty lion, I kept on seeing the face of a lion. Now, thinking about this t-shirt now, you see how everything, connects together. This mighty lion is coming. I said, I like that part. Of course, I didn't like Oranmonisefayati. I love the way the new people, groove to that part. The energy in that part.
See the music video, they will understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
The video is like...
The energy in that part is like, I really like that part. Yeah.
One last question. Did you ever voice on the song? Like, did your voice...
And I've never joined my voice with them.
I think you'll be interesting.
No. I know my area of grace. I stay in my area of grace. My area of grace is very clear. I get the songs from God in place of prayer. I give it to the people who have the vocal and the anointing to release it. If God puts in my heart a day to do that, fine, I'll do that. But
I feel like you can if God says so. Because I've seen a video of a guy that came to the new from Ibadan. He did this very funny video and he was like, oh, Pastor Yemuri Kogon, Pastor.
Yeah. They wanted to crown Jesus King of the Jews. And if he had taken it, he would have lost his anointing. So they shouldn't crown me king when I am not. I know what God has called me to do.
Fine, just keep writing it, bro.
Thank you. Well, you never know. A day might come, I might just be a song.
Well, looking forward to that day. Well, I will write petitions to God that God, please, PS should sing. So thank you guys for...
Go stream the music when it's out. Watch it, share it, like it. Use it to do reels. Use it on your TikTok.
And buy the shirts.
Buy the merch.
Thank you.
Your boss at work. Give it to your friends. And just let's make a noise about Oranmonishe. God bless you guys.
But you don't walk alone. I walk with God the Father, Son, and Spirit.